Attention. Attention gamblers and poor people. We've got what you want. Now, people may want to call the two of us that you're going to see in just moments this segment, and they've called it different names over the years. I just saw someone said, what about Off the Rails with Mike and Phil? That's not bad. That's not bad. And of course, who am I talking about? The legendary Phil Gray. And for those of you who followed us for a long time, it was Sports Interaction. Now he's, let's just say he's free and wild. Yeah, which may not be great for some people, but good for others. But my brother, great to see you this today, right from Montreal. Looks like downtown Montreal.
Yeah, bienvenue à Montréal, la belle ville. I'm about a drinks throw from the Bell Center. I'm waiting for actually the bar to open. It should be open here right now, but it's it's more of a classier joint, Mike. Some of the less inhabited joints are open. We start serving here at 8 a.m. Did you know that?
No, I did not, which is meaning that maybe I should be going to Montreal soon.
Well, we've talked about it.
Yeah, I think the police, the mayor, and the RCMP aren't big on that kind of talk, but hey, the one talk I want to get to, because once again, this is the first time we've had a chance as part of mybookie.ag. Hopefully, people are using the code RAW to get that safety net bet, which is awesome to have, and they've been great sponsors. But this NFL game, I'll start with the Thursday nighter. With the same game parlay and the love of it for basically most of us, the ham and eggers, the casual players, it's a fun thing to do when you've got props, but there's a lot to this game tonight that people may like, except the fact, if you're a 49ers fan, they hardly got any players, Phil. I mean, who are they putting the uniforms on?
I don't know. My toes hurt. What's with all these toe injuries, Mike? What are you doing? Toes. Yes, Brock Purdy out officially as of this morning. Line was 5.5 yesterday, up to 8.5 right now. The quick early line on that, the look ahead, is actually 1.5. So that's moved a full touchdown. Totals down to 44. I find that a little bit of an overreactionary. Matthew Stafford has 8 touchdown passes already this season. Nick Bosa out for the season. So he's going to have a pocket to throw from. This could be an interesting game, but certainly if you got in early on the line, you're way ahead of the game.
Now, when you take a look at how people are playing player props, it's a very public bet, correct? I mean, I hate to say swear, but it's a very public bet.
Absolutely. Same game parlays. We've talked about this before. Been around 3-4 years now, and out in full force now at every sports book, and even the prediction markets now are getting into it. Kalshi and a lot of the other disputed trading sites that aren't betting sites but are betting sites, they're getting into it. Certainly driving the revenues for most sports books right now. Generally the hold, you're going to see around 20-25% on those as the public jumps on them and thinks they have an edge. The pricing, it's still varying at some books, but it's certainly in favor of the house. But again, people see those correlated parlays that they can get in on that years ago you never used to be able to do that, and they're all there now. So certainly, again, just through the roof in terms of revenue. Props now, whereas generally they would have been around 10 to 12% of your overall take on an NFL game, up now well past 20-30% for some games.
I would bet that's true. The other thing, of course, the industry goes through all the time, and of course, if it's here in Ontario, but basically to do with online gaming, that's at least if you're just a regular player, you look at these anti-money laundering issues. And, one guy said to me who was in the casino business said, do you really think the average person is betting that much where you see billions of dollars? Where do you think the money's coming from? And that's a sort of an issue that for most of us that just play, we don't know.
Well, I mean, the recreational base right now, for pretty much any sports book across the world, it's about, 50 to 60% of your total revenue. Those are guys that are $2, $3, $4, $5 bettors, that deposit regularly, win a little bit, lose a little bit, that still drives the engine. What you have is the VIP personas that are in sports books that's certainly betting a lot larger, depositing a lot larger. In the regulated markets, there's the know your KYC, know your client act, affordability checks right now in Ontario. You have to be able to prove you can you lose what you bet. How strictly is that enforced? Well, I'll choose my words carefully here and say perhaps sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't, depending on the nature of the VIP client. AML is a big anti-money laundering is a it's a big word right now in the industry. I don't know that it's that much of an issue that it's had to spawn this kind of reaction. Certainly in casinos sometimes, but I mean, who's going into a book to kind of launder a couple of grand? I don't see it. Certainly, though, you will have a big depositor is a book. If a book is going to let somebody get in, with 20, 25, 30, 35 grand, which some will, and some do in the regulated market, and they're not supposed to. I'll be quite frank about that. You're kind of bringing it on yourselves, but there's so many, checks and balances right now with clients coming in, clients trying to withdraw and deposit. I don't really see it as that big of an issue. It never has been.
Now, the one thing, of course, with the radio show that exists on Sportsnet 960, The Fan, is compliance, where people are saying, "What about Alberta? Is it 2026?" What's your feel on that, or what's the chatter about compliance in Alberta?
Well, I mean, it's been an ongoing, 2-year thing there that they should have been up and running, long ago. As far as I'm concerned, I went through the Ontario compliance process. It is tedious. The checks and balances there, and the auditing for granting licenses to sports books is quite thorough. But Alberta has had Ontario's model to just kind of copy and paste, which has worked very well in Ontario. So why they haven't done that, I don't know. Because I mean, Alberta, boy, I mean, there's a long and storied tradition of betting there. The casino population there is massive. They have more disposable income in Alberta. So I'm thinking now, I mean, everything I'm hearing, but I don't even know if they're going to be ready for Super Bowl 2026. It could be spring now, whereas last year they were talking fall last year.
Yes.
So I'm really, I'm not involved with anyone that's going through that compliance process right now. So to me, it's kind of a mystery why they're not up and running.
Okay, and finally, again, sometimes the value in looking at games, very often mainstream media, we're going to, talk about big college games, and NFL, everything's big. But sometimes the value is in smaller schools that aren't Michigan, that aren't Alabama. And we've got one tonight where people go, Sam Houston, dude's got his own school. Yeah, that dude's been dead for a while, but yeah, Sam Houston is actually a school.
I just bet on the name, -1.5, Sam. New Mexico. I do love your second and third tier college sports. I know that, especially when we get into basketball. Norman Bethune. Was it Norman Bethune?
It's Bethune, yeah.
Alcorn State. You love stuff like that. And we've got college hoops just around the corner again, and boy, it's just gonna, the betting landscape right now and revenues, and even going back 5 years, could we have seen this? I really didn't. Even going back a decade, I am absolutely just dumbfounded about where our industry has gone. It's just absolutely remarkable, and there seems to be no ceiling at the moment.
Well, I think that with World Cup coming into North America, and of course being held, that's got to be an absolute explosion for these books.
Oh, it's going to be absolutely massive here, and it also takes care of the break. Generally when you have the NBA and the NHL playoffs and mid-June, late June, and then football doesn't start up again until mid-August. You've got that kind of, it's just MOB happening in the guts of the regular season, which certainly, takes some money. But now you've got that gap filled. So for the next 18 months, 24 months, there's going to be absolutely no space in the gaming world for any slowdown. You got the Winter Olympics coming up after the Christmas break, and boy, it's just the numbers again are just mind-boggling.
Phil, it's nice for us to finally get to talk to each other when we're not looking through bars.
Yeah, well, if as I suggested, if we could do this a little bit later in the afternoon, Shapery opens at 3. I could go do a walk by on the street and perhaps interview a few of the employees that are going in. What do you think of that, Michael?
Well, I think Phil from the locker room at Shapery how's that not sponsored?
You can't get this anywhere else, Michael.
Thanks, buddy. We'll talk to you again soon. Appreciate for today on Thursday.
Fantastic. Be well, bud.
For over 40 years, Calgarians have trusted DKI Calgary when disaster strikes. From fires and floods to legendary hailstorms, our all-star team delivers rapid response and proven restoration excellence to residential and commercial customers. As the premier restoration provider in Calgary and Southern Alberta, we're the partner families, businesses, insurers, and property managers count on. When the unexpected happens, trust experience. Trust DKI Calgary, restoring homes, businesses, and peace of mind for more than 4 decades.
Ah, yes. Phil Gray. Nothing like it. Like a fine wine that was opened way too early and hidden in a dumpster. Thursday Nighter, we're attacking it. We're going to give you some great advice, as brought to you by mybookie.ag. Remember to use the promo code. So when asked for the promo code, you put in RAW, RAW. It's a safety net bet, so to speak, an insured bet. So if it loses, you get your money back up to $500. That's great any way you look at it. And here's maybe what's not. Our good friend Victor Newman from The Young and the Restless. He's back to make picks. I'm sure he's thrilled to be back with me. Right, Victor?
What in the hell is the matter with you? You continue to prove to many that you've got no talent. Why would they put you back on the air? I do not understand this. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you some damn winners tonight, because that's what Victor Newman is. I'm a winner. You got that? Here's what we're going to do. San Francisco and the Los Angeles Rams. Let's start with Karen Williams.
It's pronounced Kyron.
It's Karen.
It's Kyron.
Let's start with Karen Williams. She's lovely. And she will rush for over 67.5 yards. You got that? Also, Pualanuna.
Puka Nakua.
Nakuta Rapuna. He'll get 9 receptions. Trust me on this one. He's a good athlete, just like me, Victor Newman. Also, he will get 96.5 yards. He can do this in his sleep because he's a superlative athlete, which you are not. Also, Devontae Adams, it's going to leave him alone, so he'll get 50 yards. And I guarantee you, he's going to get it, all right? And Matthew Stafford for 225. 225. He's going to get that very easily because San Francisco, they look like a hospital unit. They don't have any players left. If you do this, it's going to give you 10.5 times your money. And trust me, by the looks of you, you could use it. This is Victor Newman. You got that?
Ah, yes. The friendly picks of Victor Newman. Best of luck tonight on a Thursday. Remember, mybookie.ag. Put in that promo code RAW and good luck.
Mike Richards! Mike Richards!
Yeah, sports talk will never be the same again.
Seriously, Jeff, stop laughing.
I mean, have you heard this guy?